If you only rest after you've earned it, you'll burn out before you ever enjoy it. I used to think that rest was something I had to deserve. Like if I just finished everything on my list, or if I hit the goal, or if I outworked everyone around me, then I could take a break. But here's what I've learned. When you treat rest like a reward, you end up recovering from burnout instead of being restored by rhythm. And there's a big difference between the two. A few years ago, I realized I wasn't tired because I had too much to do. I was tired because I was living without margin. I was showing up for work, for my family, for my clients, but I was running on fumes. I had no real rhythm of rest. And even when I did take time off, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't restorative. It was just collapse. Everything in life has rhythm. Your breath, your heartbeat, the tides, the seasons. But somehow we've convinced ourselves that we can push nonstop without breaking down. That if we just keep grinding, keep pushing, keep producing, we'll eventually earn permission to rest. But that's not how we're designed. And that's not how you create a meaningful, sustainable life. I've started asking myself this question regularly. Am I working for rest or am I working from rest? When you work for rest, you hustle until you crash. But when you work from rest, you lead with clarity. You make better decisions, you bring more presence to your work and your relationships. Rest isn't the thing that you squeeze in after the work is done. It's what helps you do the work well. And let me be clear, rest doesn't always mean taking a nap or doing nothing. Rest is anything that restores you, that thing that reconnects you to yourself, that reminds you of what matters. And sometimes it's quiet time alone. Sometimes it's a long walk or a good conversation or an unhurried cup of coffee with no agenda. Sometimes it's choosing to say no to something that looks important but isn't aligned. Rest is not laziness. It's not selfish. It's wisdom. I want to build a life with margin, not just momentum. Because when there's no margin, everything else is urgent. Every little inconvenience feels heavy. You end up carrying things you were never meant to carry. But with margin, you think more clearly. You show up more fully, and you stay rooted. And the truth is, your purpose, your calling, your impact, none of that will be sustainable without real rest. So here's the question I want to leave with you. Where in your life do you need to stop treating rest like a reward and start building it into your rhythm? You don't have to wait until you've earned it. You don't have to cross everything off the list. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Your value isn't tied to your productivity. And your energy doesn't have to be sacrificed to be successful. So give yourself permission to rest. Not later, not when you crash, right now. Because when you build a rhythm of rest, you don't just restore your energy, you protect your purpose. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear more about it. I'd love to know how you're making space for rest in your own life. So send me a message or leave a comment below. What's one small way that you're reclaiming rest this week? And if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast because I'm dropping new episodes every Friday, and I'll be right here with you, helping you ask better questions and take the next step forward. So until next time, remember, rest isn't something you earn, but it's something you protect.